Hearing the signal from the noise. As I walk through the very center of the city of London, there is so much noise from the surrounding people, the city, lights, everything's trying to grab my attention. And within all of that noise, there is the signal of my soul. That signal, often the time, is a faint signal that can barely be heard, if at all, through all the noise of the surrounding, the perceived external context that we live in. Yet the signal is always the key thing to be paying attention to, and the truth that resides within all of us. The signal, compared to the noise, is a tiny amount, yet the most powerful aspect of life experience and existence on this planet and all the other planets that may exist out there, that may have livable conditions for us humans. Paying attention to the signal and living according to the signal is what enlightened masters do. The sooner you come to the realization that the signal is the key, it's the only value in this life, the sooner you start actually living life with a capital L. Living life worth living the life that you are supposed to be living according to your life purpose, according to your blueprint that you were made in. It's possible to pay attention to the signal in the middle of the noisiest of environments. This is what I'm doing right now as I'm recording this video. I'm focused on the signal, I'm hearing the signal, and I've had the soul call from the signal to record this video and share this message with you. None of this is pre-planned, none of this is pre-written. Everything is an absolute and direct story from my soul, story from my signal, story from my essence, story from all of our essences, because we all share the same human living essence that's meant to be lived, that's meant to be experienced, that's meant to be being in this life. This is where the concept and the notion and the idea and the essence of the being is at. This is why we focus on the being so much. Being comes before doing, before having. I had realized this 10 years ago now, at my tender age of 35. And before that, I had it too much ass about the face. I was thinking in the way of having, doing, being. As I have something, I'll be able to do something, and then I will be someone. But as I flipped it around, the right way around, I realized I need to first be someone to then be able to do something, and then as a result have the outcomes and results that I'm looking for. As I focused on my own being as the priority and essential and the core signal thing, I started doing and having a lot more. And what's really most important is having alignment, having congruence, having integrity with my being in everything I do and have. This is the most fulfilling thing in life. This does not depend on the amount of money that I have. This does not depend on other people. There is a complete and utter independence in my life. The sovereignty, the self-sustainability from my own being, from the signal, self-sustainable signal. It is always there, it's always reliable, it always works, it always guides me to the right destination, even though the mind per se might not understand and think that it's the correct destination. It always ends up being the correct destination. Listening to the signal of your own self is a skill in itself to be able to do, because, as I said, the signal is faint compared to the noise, and signal needs attention to hear it. Many people meditate to be able to hear the signal in the first place. But after so many years of practice and being the right way, you no longer need to necessarily specifically listen to the signal. You can be totally in tune with the signal, and you can hear it not necessarily with your ears, not necessarily see it certainly with your eyes, but you hear it with your inner ear, with your self, with your inner senses, with your extrasensory perception of hearing and listening to the signal. It's always there, it always guides me, it always guides us. It's a question of whether we can hear it and whether we are deciding and are wise enough to follow it. The signal is powerful, the signal is, dare I say, even supreme, because it's the signal from the supreme existence, from the transcendence, from higher self, from the over self, okay, over mind. And the signal is always there, it's always available to us, and it's always there as our personal guidance. To learn how to follow your own signal and be with the signal and deliver to the signal, reach out to me and let's talk about the Fresh Mind program, or check it out on freshmind.life.